The Galactic Empire had always been proud of its control. From the inner systems to the farthest edges, its fleets patrolled, its sensors watched, and its officers knew that no ship could move through their territory without being noticed. On this day, however, something unusual appeared on the screens of the outer monitoring station. It was a single craft, small, sleek, and unlike any ship in the Empire's records. Its origin was unknown, and its speed was far beyond anything the Empire had seen. Commander Ryan Cole stared at the screen, his brow furrowed. "Where did it come from?" he asked, though he already knew the answer would be impossible. None of their records matched the ship's design. Not the alien factions the Empire traded with, not the known rogue groups, and certainly not any human fleets. It was as if a ship had simply appeared out of nowhere. Analyst Alex Carter was already typing rapidly, trying to trace the craft's path. "Sir, it's not following any of the normal jump lanes. I've checked all the known coordinates. It's moving straight through controlled space, ignoring the safe paths." Ryan leaned back, tapping his fingers on the console. "How fast is it moving?" "It's hard to say," Alex said. "Its acceleration is too sudden. Our sensors can't keep up with it. It's faster than anything we've ever recorded." Claire Monroe, the station's chief intelligence officer, joined them, her eyes wide. "It's not just the speed," she said. "The ship's signature. It's unusual. It's almost like it's not following normal physics. Look at this." She pulled up a projection of the craft's movement. It darted from one point to another, changing direction instantly, as if momentum didn't matter. "Our interceptors couldn't catch this thing, even if we had 10 times the number of ships." Ryan frowned. "So, what do we do?" "Observe," Claire said. "We don't know if it's hostile. We don't even know who it belongs to." Even as she spoke, the unknown craft moved closer to the central defense perimeter of the Empire's outer territories. It passed through the first defensive zone in a matter of minutes. The alarms on the station went off, red lights flashing. Normally, a ship would take hours to reach this point. Captain Ethan Brooks was in the Fleet Command Center, readying interceptors. He had flown hundreds of missions against pirate bands, smugglers, and alien raiders. Yet even he felt a chill run down his spine as the reports came in. "Sir, the craft is too fast," he said to his commanding officer, Admiral Ben Turner. "Our fastest ships can't keep up. It's like chasing a shadow." Admiral Turner rubbed his temples. "Keep tracking it. Do not engage until we know more. If this is some new human ship, as our intelligence suggests, then engaging it could be unwise." "Unwise?" Ethan repeated, confused. "Sir, we're supposed to defend the Empire. How can we just watch?" Turner's expression was calm but serious. "Because if this ship is what I think it is, chasing it will get us nowhere. Let's not make the first mistake." 8. Daughter. Meanwhile, in the observation room, Claire and Alex continued to analyze the data. The craft's shape was unlike anything they had seen. It was smooth, silver, almost organic in appearance. No turrets, no visible weapons. And yet, despite its lack of obvious armament, it had already disabled 2 small patrol ships. Both ships were intact, with their crews unharmed, but their navigation systems had been scrambled in seconds. "How did it do that without firing anything?" Alex asked. "There are no weapons." Claire shook her head. "It's technology beyond us. Maybe humans. Maybe something else entirely. We can't be sure." The Empire's political officers were in panic. News of the unknown ship spread quickly. Senator Margaret Holt was on the station's secure communications line. "Commander Cole, you must stop that ship immediately. The Empire cannot allow an unknown vessel to move freely in our space. This is unacceptable." Ryan spoke calmly, but there was tension in his voice. "Senator Holt, we are tracking it. Our sensors cannot predict its next move, and our fleets cannot match its speed. We are observing, as any responsible commander would. Observing? The senator snapped. You mean letting it mock us while it moves through our territory? Ryan pressed his lips together. Senator, if we attack without knowing what we face, it could end very badly. We need more information. Senator. The senator ended the call, huffing in frustration. The station fell silent, except for the hum of machines. No one spoke for a moment. Everyone in the room could feel the tension. Something had entered their space that was unlike anything the Empire had seen in centuries. Then, without warning, the ship made a sudden maneuver. It slowed near the central system, almost as if it wanted to be noticed. Admiral Turner looked at the readouts in disbelief. It's like it's testing us, deliberately. Captain Ethan Brooks clenched his fists. Testing us? How can a single ship test the Empire? By showing us we're not as invincible as we think, Turner said. It's showing us our weaknesses without even touching us. That is more dangerous than any attack. On the observation screen, the unknown craft hovered near a small fleet of Imperial patrol ships. The patrols attempted to move closer, but the craft shifted instantly, avoiding them easily. The humans on the observation team, Alex, Claire, Ryan, watched as the ship moved with precision, almost like a living creature. Alex leaned back, rubbing his eyes. If this is a human vessel, they've gone far beyond what anyone expected. I mean, this is not just speed. It's maneuverability, intelligence, precision. It's like the ship itself knows what we're going to do before we do it. Claire nodded. And we don't even know how many more like it exist. There could be hundreds. There could be thousands. One ship alone is a demonstration. Imagine what a fleet could do. Ryan said nothing, just stared at the screen. The craft had passed through the second defensive zone. The red lights on the station flashed faster now. Alarm klaxons rang out. The crew moved quickly, following standard procedures, but none of it mattered. In the observation room, tension was high. Analysts and officers whispered to each other, speculation flying. Could humans really have reached this level of technology? It seemed impossible. They had always been considered a minor species, a curiosity at best, barely able to keep a small fleet together. And yet here it was, a single vessel, moving with speed and precision, far beyond Imperial science. Then something even stranger happened. The ship paused near the edge of the third defensive zone. It hovered silently, motionless, against the backdrop of stars. For a moment, the crew thought it had stopped, but the sensors showed otherwise. The craft was emitting a faint energy pulse, something that interfered with all nearby systems. The patrol ships nearby began to flicker, their communications breaking up, sensors spiking in errors. Sir, the craft is doing something, Alex said, almost in disbelief. Turner frowned. What exactly is it doing? I'm disabling our systems. Not attacking us. Not harming anyone. Just showing it can control our technology, Claire explained. Ryan's voice was low. It's a demonstration. That's all it is. One ship, showing us what it can do without firing a single shot. And it's human. And human? One of the junior officers asked, confused. Ryan nodded. All signs point to humans. They've always been underestimated. The galaxy has forgotten them, ignored them, but we haven't. This is what they've become while we were busy with politics and wars. A single human ship can move through the Empire undetected, faster than our fastest interceptors, and manipulate our systems without touching a weapon. The crew fell silent again. Fear was spreading quietly among them. The unknown craft was not hostile, but the message was clear. Humans were a force to be reckoned with, far beyond what the Empire had ever believed. Alex turned back to the console. "Sir, we should report this to the Council immediately. They need to know what's happening." Ryan shook his head. "No, not yet. Let's observe a bit longer. If we panic too soon, we risk giving ourselves away. Let the ship make its next move. Let's see if it is truly alone, or if more will follow." The unknown craft remained at the edge of the system, still visible but untouchable. Its sleek silver hull reflected starlight, moving like liquid metal. Everyone watching felt a strange mix of awe and fear. It was as if the universe itself had delivered a warning. Hours passed. The ship did not attack. It did not retreat. It simply existed there, in perfect control. Faster, smarter, and more powerful than anything in the Empire's fleet. Ryan finally spoke, his voice calm but firm. "Prepare a full report. Keep tracking it. Alert all relevant fleets. We don't know its intention, but one thing is certain: we cannot ignore it. Humanity is no longer what we thought it was." Claire Monroe nodded, her fingers flying across the console. "And one ship is just the beginning. If this is what they send alone, we are in for something we cannot imagine." As the crew watched the unknown craft hover silently in the void, a feeling of tension filled the station. The Empire had always believed it was untouchable, that every system, every fleet, every sector was under their control. Now, for the first time, that certainty was gone. A single unknown ship had entered their space, moved faster than anything they could match, and shown them just how vulnerable they really were. And far away, in a distant system unknown to the Empire, the small silver ship moved, preparing for its next demonstration, leaving behind a shaken empire that would never forget this day. The unknown craft had disappeared from the outer system, but it did not leave. Instead, it moved silently toward the next sector, leaving the Empire's sensors confused and frustrated. Commander Ryan Cole watched the readings on his screen, his face tense. "It's like it knows exactly where we will send our ships," he said. "Every attempt to intercept it fails. It's faster and smarter than anything we have." Analyst Alex Carter shook his head. "Sir, our patrol ships are trying to track it, but it keeps slipping away. It's like it can anticipate every move we make. I've never seen anything like this." Where? Claire Monroe leaned closer to the console. "It's not just speed. Look at how it moves. No ship in the Empire could change direction that quickly without breaking apart. It's almost as if it doesn't obey the same rules we do." Ryan rubbed his eyes. "So, we're dealing with a ship that's faster, more agile, and more advanced than anything in our fleet? And it's human?" "That's what the intelligence suggests," Claire said quietly. "Humans are capable of amazing things, but this is beyond anything anyone expected." Meanwhile, Captain Ethan Brooks was leading a squadron of interceptors to the last known location of the craft. The fleet was nervous. Pilots whispered to each other, watching their sensors blink in frustration as the craft appeared, disappeared, and reappeared with impossible speed. "Ethan, it's like playing catch with a shadow," Lieutenant Jordan Hayes said. "We can see it, we can target it, but we can't touch it." Ethan clenched his jaw. "Just stay focused. Don't panic. If we can't hit it, at least we can observe it. That's what the Admiral wants." Even as they chased it, the unknown craft was doing something remarkable. It was not attacking, not firing weapons, not destroying ships. Instead, it used small pulses of energy that interfered with the systems of the Empire's vessels. Navigation computers flickered, shields wavered, and communications failed. No human crew was harmed, but the ships were effectively paralyzed. "Look at this," Ethan said, his voice tight. It's disabling them without firing a single shot. How is that even possible? Cruz. Lieutenant Jordan's eyes widened. It's not using weapons. It's controlling their systems. Like it knows the code to everything. Humans, Ethan muttered. We always underestimated them. And now, this. Back at the observation station, Claire and Alex were analyzing the pulses. These aren't random, Claire said. They are precise, targeted. Whoever is controlling this ship knows exactly what each system does. It's almost like the ship itself is alive, making decisions faster than any human could. Ryan leaned back in his chair, staring at the screen. And that's terrifying. One ship is already outsmarting hundreds of our vessels. Imagine a fleet of these things. The Empire wouldn't stand a chance. Hours passed, and the unknown craft continued its unpredictable path. Sometimes it would appear near a fleet, sometimes near a planet, and sometimes it would vanish completely, only to reappear somewhere else moments later. Each time it moved, the Empire's fleets scrambled, only to find themselves outmatched by a single vessel. Admiral Ben Turner convened an emergency meeting with the top officers and analysts. "We cannot underestimate this craft," he said. "It's clearly not here by accident. We need a plan to understand its capabilities without risking a full confrontation. Any direct attack will likely fail, and we could lose more ships." Captain Ethan Brooks spoke up. "Sir, if we don't engage, what do we do? It could reach a critical system. It could gather intelligence we don't want it to have." Turner nodded. "We will track it, observe it, and gather as much information as possible. This is not just a ship. It's a message, and we need to understand what it's telling us." Meanwhile, the unknown craft approached a key Imperial research station. The station had sensors and defensive systems far beyond the patrol fleets. Yet the ship moved as if it were invisible. The station's commander, Lieutenant Sarah Miller, watched in disbelief as her consoles went haywire. "What's happening?" she shouted. "All systems are failing." Alex Carter, monitoring remotely, replied calmly. "The ship is emitting energy pulses that interfere with your systems. No one is being harmed, but your ships and communications are temporarily disabled. It's demonstrating capability, not destruction." Sarah frowned. "Demonstrating? To what purpose?" "Perhaps it's showing you," Ryan said over the secure line, "that humans are capable of far more than we expected. That one ship alone can move freely, manipulate systems, and evade any response. And yes, it is human." On the bridge of the unknown ship, pilot Daniel Harper controlled every movement with precision. He had no need for weapons. His goal was simple: show the Empire what humans were capable of and leave them questioning their own superiority. Every pulse, every maneuver, was calculated. He knew the Empire would be watching, and that was exactly what he wanted. Back in the Empire's command center, anxiety was growing. The unknown craft's path was unpredictable. Analysts like Claire and Alex worked tirelessly to understand its behavior, but the patterns seemed almost intelligent, almost deliberate. "Sir, it's like the ship is teasing us," Claire said. "It slows down near our fleets, then speeds away. It disables systems, but doesn't destroy anything. It's making a point without firing a shot." Admiral Turner nodded. "And that point is clear. Humanity is not what we thought it was. One ship alone can disrupt the Empire without violence. That is what terrifies them." Captain Ethan Brooks clenched his fists. "So, what do we do next? We can't catch it. We can't fight it. And we can't even predict where it will go." Turner's face was grim. "We observe. We learn. And we prepare. The moment humans decide to act, we must be ready. But for now, we are merely students in a lesson we didn't expect to take." Meanwhile, The unknown craft moved to a remote sector near an asteroid field. The Empire's patrols followed, but the ship slipped past sensors as easily as a shadow through the night. Daniel Harper smiled as he watched their attempts. Each move was deliberate. Each disappearance was calculated. He was not there to fight. He was there to show the Empire that humans were more than legends, they were a force the galaxy had forgotten. At the observation station, Alex Carter spoke quietly to Claire Monroe. "Do you realize what this means? One ship is already doing what hundreds of our vessels could not. One human ship. Imagine if there were more." Claire nodded. "Yes. That is why they are dangerous. Not because they are violent, but because they are capable. They think faster, move faster, and act with purpose. They have learned, while the Empire slept." Ryan Cole turned from the screen. "And we have only seen a small part of it. The craft has not even reached full potential. We don't know how far their technology has come, and we won't until they choose to show us more. We have only seen to show us more." Across the Empire, news of the unknown craft spread. Fleet commanders, politicians, and analysts debated endlessly. Fear and awe mixed together in equal parts. The humans were no longer the weak, underestimated species the galaxy thought they were. One ship alone had proven that the Empire's control could be challenged without firing a shot. Hours turned into days. The unknown craft continued its journey, appearing in different sectors, moving faster than interceptors, and disabling systems without touching a single life. It was a demonstration of power, of intelligence, and of strategy. Admiral Turner finally spoke to the Council. "We are witnessing something unprecedented. One human ship has moved freely through multiple systems, faster than any of our ships can follow, and has demonstrated control over our technology. They have not attacked. They have not destroyed. They have shown us what we cannot do." One of the Council members, Senator Richard Hale, leaned forward. "But, sir, why are they doing this? Why show us what they can do without striking?" Turner's eyes were steady. "Because they want us to know. One ship is a warning. A fleet could change everything. They are not here to fight yet. But if we continue to underestimate them, there may be a time when we wish we had paid attention." In the observation room, Claire and Alex continued to track the ship. The data was overwhelming. Speed, maneuverability, precision, intelligence, all far beyond what the Empire had faced before. "Sir," Alex said to Ryan, "it's almost like the ship is alive. It adapts to every situation, reacts faster than anyone can think. Humans have taken what we consider impossible and made it real." Ryan nodded. "Yes. And we must remember that this is only one ship. There could be more. Hundreds. Thousands. And we would have no idea until it was too late." As the unknown craft moved on, it left behind a shaken empire. Fleet commanders were on edge. Analysts were overworked. Politicians argued endlessly. And in the silence of deep space, Daniel Harper piloted the vessel with calm precision. Knowing that one ship alone had changed the Empire's perception forever. The message was clear. Humans were no longer to be underestimated. They were fast, smart, and capable beyond imagination. And the Empire, proud and powerful for centuries, had only just realized how vulnerable it really was. The unknown craft had stopped for a moment, at the edge of the central system. It did not fire weapons. It did not make any aggressive moves, but the fleets watching it were on edge. Commander Ryan Cole could feel the tension in the observation room. Every officer knew this was more than just a ship passing through. They were witnessing a lesson. One humans were teaching without a single word. Analyst Alex Carter was staring at the console. "Sir, it's emitting some kind of data pulse," he said. "I don't know how to describe it. It's not normal communication. It's precise, complex, and fast, almost like it's sending a map of everything it sees and knows. Claire Monroe leaned in, her fingers moving quickly across the holographic interface. "It's not just a message," she said. "It's information, detailed information. Fleet positions, star routes, defense layouts. Everything we have is being mapped." Ryan Cole rubbed his temples. "So, they are spying, but without attacking?" "That's exactly it," Claire said. "It's like they are showing us that they can. One ship alone has the ability to learn everything about us, and we cannot stop it." In the Empire's Fleet Command Center, Admiral Ben Turner was meeting with his top officers. Captain Ethan Brooks paced the room nervously. "Sir, if they have all our fleet data, all our routes, all our defenses, what are we supposed to do? We can't hide from them. We can't fight them. And they haven't even fired a shot." Turner's eyes were steady. "That's the point, Ethan. Humans do not need to attack to win. One ship is already enough to make the Empire feel vulnerable. If we continue to underestimate them, we will face consequences far worse than any fleet action." Back on the observation station, Alex and Claire tried to decode the pulse. Hours passed as the craft hovered near the system. Slowly, the pulse became readable. It was not just information, it was a message. Claire's voice was quiet as she spoke. "It's a message without words. Maps, projections, fleet data, all highlighted in ways that show exactly what is weak, what is strong, and what can be neutralized. Whoever controls this ship is not just fast, they are brilliant. Every move has purpose." Ryan leaned forward. "So, they don't need to threaten us with weapons. One ship, one pulse, and the Empire already feels the danger. Humans are terrifying in how they think." On the bridge of the unknown ship, pilot Daniel Harper watched the Empire's reactions. He smiled slightly. Humans had been underestimated for too long. The galaxy thought of them as weak, fragmented, and unimportant. Yet here he was, one ship alone, showing the Empire that humans were more than legends. They were a force that required respect. Back on the Empire's observation station, the data pulse continued. Fleet analysts were stunned as the craft's systems seemed to interact with the Empire's networks. Even ships that were far away experienced minor interference. The humans were everywhere, yet nowhere. Captain Ethan Brooks shook his head in disbelief. "They're moving faster than anything we can track. They know exactly what we have, and we don't even know how they see it." Admiral Turner nodded grimly. "That is why the Empire must learn from this. Observe, adapt, and prepare. One ship is teaching us a lesson in strategy, speed, and intelligence. And we are failing to keep up." Alex Carter looked at the screen. "Sir, I think they're showing us what we can't see yet. Not just fleet positions, but weaknesses in command, in systems, in planning. Every map they send, every projection, is a warning. And it's precise." Claire Monroe shook her head. "It's like they can predict what we will do next. And every choice we make, they have already accounted for it." In the Empire's council chambers, panic was growing. Senators argued about the unknown craft, about humans, and about how the Empire could respond. Fear, mixed with disbelief. One ship alone had revealed the Empire's vulnerability, and that terrified them more than any battle ever could. Senator Richard Hale spoke loudly, pointing at the projections on the holo screen. "We cannot allow this to continue. One human ship is gathering our secrets while we sit and watch." Admiral Turner's voice was firm. "And what do you propose, Senator? To fire blindly and hope we hit it? To chase it and risk more ships being disabled or lost? The humans are teaching us, and every rash decision will only prove their point." Captain Ethan Brooks clenched his fists. "So we just watch? We can't fight. We can't catch them. And we can't predict them. They're showing us everything without a single shot fired. Turner nodded. Yes, Ethan. That is exactly the point. Humans do not need weapons to win. Knowledge, speed, and precision are their tools, and we are watching the result of one ship alone. Meanwhile, Daniel Harper piloted the ship with calm precision. Every move, every pulse, was calculated. The Empire believed it was observing him, but in truth, he was guiding them. Every interference, every glitch in their systems was deliberate. He wanted them to know humans were not just capable, they were unstoppable when underestimated. At the observation station, Claire and Alex tried to make sense of what they were seeing. If this is one ship, Alex said quietly, how many more could there be? Hundreds? Thousands? And each one could do exactly this? Without a single weapon? Claire nodded. Exactly. That is why this is so dangerous. The humans have been underestimated, and one ship is enough to shake the Empire to its core. Imagine a full fleet. Ryan Cole's voice was low but firm. One ship has shown us that our fleets, our defenses, our confidence, are nothing compared to their capabilities. We must accept that humans are far beyond what we thought, and we have only seen the beginning. Well seen. 18 Major. The unknown craft continued to send pulses and gather information. Slowly, the Empire began to realize the scope of what was happening. The humans were not interested in destruction, they were interested in demonstrating capability, in showing the Empire its weaknesses without firing a shot. In the fleets observing the craft, morale was mixed. Pilots were nervous, technicians were exhausted, and commanders were frustrated. One ship alone had done what the Empire's fleets could not. It had shown the limits of their control, the gaps in their knowledge, and the vulnerability of their systems. Captain Ethan Brooks stared at the screen. They're not attacking. They're showing us. They're teaching us. And we can't stop it. Turner nodded slowly. Yes. One ship is enough. Knowledge is their weapon. Speed is their shield. And intelligence is their strategy. Humans do not need armies to challenge the Empire. One craft can do more than hundreds of our ships. At the observation station, Alex Carter finally spoke. Sir, the data pulse. It's almost like a blueprint. They're showing us how to move. What can be defended? What cannot? It's like a lesson in strategy and tactics. But we are the students. Claire Monroe added, and the terrifying part, we are failing the lesson. One ship has outsmarted our fleets, our sensors, and our command. They have proven humans are not to be underestimated. Ryan Cole leaned back, staring at the screen. The silver craft moved gracefully through space, sending pulses, observing fleets, and showing the Empire its weaknesses. He realized the truth. One human ship had changed the Empire's perception forever. Even the Empire's most confident leaders felt doubt. The unknown craft had not destroyed anything, had not harmed anyone, yet it had proven its superiority. Knowledge, speed, and precision had beaten the Empire's power without firing a shot. Daniel Harper piloted the ship toward a new sector, still sending pulses and gathering information. Every action was deliberate, every movement precise. The Empire was watching, learning, and trembling. And he knew that one ship alone could teach lessons no weapons could. Back at the council chambers, Admiral Turner spoke firmly. The humans are not violent in this instance, but their capability is undeniable. One ship has already outmatched our fleets and exposed our weaknesses. We must take note, we must prepare, and we must never underestimate them again. Captain Ethan Brooks leaned forward, gripping the edge of the table. Sir, if this is just one ship, what happens when there are more? Turner's eyes were steady. Then, the galaxy will have to rethink everything. One ship alone has already shaken the Empire. Imagine if humanity chooses to act. In the observation station, Alex Carter and Claire Monroe watched the pulse finally fade. The unknown craft began to move away from the system, disappearing into the vastness of space. Silence filled the room, but tension remained. Ryan Cole spoke quietly. "They have left, but the message is clear. Humans are no longer what we thought. One ship has shown the Empire our weaknesses, our limits, and our vulnerability. And we have seen only a glimpse." The Empire had learned a difficult truth. Humans were no longer the species to be ignored. One ship, without weapons, without attack, had proven that intelligence, speed, and strategy were more powerful than fleets and armies. And somewhere far away, Daniel Harper piloted his ship, knowing that the Empire had received the message. One craft alone had already changed the balance. The humans had shown the galaxy their strength, and the Empire would never be the same again. The unknown craft had moved beyond the central system, leaving a trail of stunned fleets behind. Commander Ryan Cole stared at the sensors, his face pale. Every officer in the observation room knew the truth. One ship alone had demonstrated the Empire's vulnerability, and it had done so without firing a single shot. Analyst Alex Carter shook his head. "Sir, it's gone. Completely. Our sensors cannot find it anywhere in the sector." Claire Monroe leaned forward, her fingers hovering over the console. "It's not just gone. It's left a message. One ship alone has shown us our weaknesses, our gaps, and our limits, and we have done nothing to stop it." Ryan spoke quietly. "We've seen a warning, and the Empire has no idea how many more ships like this exist. Humans, they are not what we thought." In the Fleet Command Center, Admiral Ben Turner gathered his officers. Captain Ethan Brooks paced nervously. "Sir, what do we do now? One ship alone has outsmarted all of our fleets, gathered all of our data, and left without attacking, and we still do not know what they might do next." Turner's expression was grim. "We prepare, we observe, and we rebuild our confidence. Because if we underestimate them again, we could lose far more than just ships. One ship has already changed the balance. Imagine a fleet." Lieutenant Jordan Hayes shook his head. "A fleet? One ship alone did all this. How many ships would we need to even attempt to match them?" Turner did not answer. He knew the truth. Humans were no longer a minor species. One craft had proven they could operate faster, smarter, and more precisely than anything the Empire could produce. And the Empire had only just begun to grasp what that meant. Back on the observation station, Ryan, Alex, and Claire reviewed the data once more. The unknown craft had sent a series of pulses while leaving the sector. Each pulse contained detailed information: star maps, fleet projections, and even potential vulnerabilities of Imperial stations. It was not a threat in the traditional sense, but a demonstration. Inten servant. Alex looked at Ryan with wide eyes. "Sir, they could have destroyed everything they scanned. They could have crippled entire fleets, but they didn't. They left us a message instead." 2,000. Ryan nodded slowly. "And that is what makes them terrifying. One ship alone can teach us fear without violence. Humans do not need weapons to show dominance. They need speed, intelligence, and precision." Meanwhile, far in deep space, Daniel Harper piloted the craft. He had not intended to harm the Empire. His mission was to show them the truth. Humans were capable of far more than anyone believed. One ship alone was enough to demonstrate that. Every movement, every pulse, had been deliberate, and he knew the Empire had seen the lesson clearly. Back at the Empire's council, panic had spread. Senator Richard Hale spoke loudly, pointing to the projections on the holoscreen. "We cannot allow this to continue. One human ship alone has outmatched our fleets and gathered all our intelligence. How many more are there?" "All." Admiral Turner's voice was steady. "We do not know, And that is exactly the point. One ship alone has already shaken the Empire. Humanity is capable of things we cannot yet understand, and we must respect that. Captain Ethan Brooks leaned forward. Sir, if this is just one ship, what happens if there are more? Hundreds? Thousands? Our fleets cannot keep up. Our technology cannot match them. We would be helpless. Turner nodded slowly. Exactly. One ship has shown us our limits. If humans decide to act in numbers, the Empire could be facing a threat unlike any it has ever known. That is why we must prepare, observe, and learn. And we must never underestimate them again. At the observation station, Claire Monroe and Alex Carter continued to analyze the data. The human ship had left detailed projections, showing where the Empire was strongest, where it was weakest, and where it was vulnerable. Every chart, every map, was a lesson in strategy. Alex shook his head. They've left us instructions without using words. One ship alone has taught us more than any of our military academies could in decades. They are brilliant, fast, and precise. Claire nodded. And the terrifying part, we cannot catch them. We cannot fight them. One ship alone has already proven that humans are not to be underestimated. Ryan Cole spoke quietly, but everyone in the room listened. This is the moment the Empire realizes its limits. One human ship has changed everything. We have only seen a glimpse, but it is enough to know that we are no longer in control. In the fleet still searching the outer sectors, morale was low. Pilots whispered to each other about the unknown craft. Engineers tried to understand how one ship could outsmart entire squadrons. Commanders argued over strategy, but the truth was clear. One human ship alone had shown the Empire its weakness. Captain Ethan Brooks stared at the sensor readings. They didn't destroy anything. They didn't attack. And yet, one ship alone has made the Empire feel powerless. Humans. They are beyond anything we imagined. Admiral Turner nodded slowly. Yes. And they will continue to be. One ship is enough to prove a point. And humanity has learned while the galaxy slept. Meanwhile, Daniel Harper piloted the craft toward the edge of known space. The Empire's fleets watched, unable to follow. Every pulse sent, every movement made, had been deliberate. The Empire now knew the truth. Humans were fast, smart, and capable beyond imagination. One ship alone had done what hundreds of Imperial vessels could not. Back at the observation station, Alex Carter and Claire Monroe continued to study the data. If this is just one ship, Alex said quietly, imagine a fleet of these things. Hundreds, thousands. The Empire couldn't stand a chance. Claire nodded. Yes. That is why one ship alone is terrifying. They don't need armies. They don't need weapons. One ship is enough to change the balance of power in the galaxy. Ryan Cole looked at the screen, watching the craft disappear into the darkness of space. And they will be back, he said quietly. This is only the beginning. Humans are not what we thought. They are faster, smarter, and more capable than we imagined. And one ship alone has proven it. Across the Empire, fleets returned to their bases, shaken. Commanders reported what they had seen. Officers debated what it meant, and the Council struggled to respond. One ship alone had changed the perception of the Empire. Humans were no longer a minor threat. They were a force that could not be ignored. Captain Ethan Brooks spoke quietly to his squadron. Remember this. One ship alone, no weapons, no attack. And it did more than any fleet of ours could. Humans are not what we thought, and we must be ready if they choose to act again. At the observation station, Alex Carter summed up the feeling in the room. One ship has done the impossible. It has shown us that intelligence, speed, and precision are more powerful than fleets. And it has left us knowing that humanity is not to be underestimated. Claire Monroe added, and the Empire will never be the same. One ship alone has changed everything. We've seen a glimpse of the future, and it belongs to humans. Ryan Cole leaned back, staring at the stars where the craft had vanished. We will watch. We will learn. And we will prepare. But one thing is clear. Humanity has shown us that it is beyond anything the galaxy has ever seen. One ship alone was enough to make the Empire tremble. In the far reaches of space, Daniel Harper piloted the ship with calm precision. He had not needed weapons. He had not needed fleets. One ship alone had proven humanity's strength. The Empire had seen it, understood it, and feared it. And in that fear, humanity's place in the galaxy was clear. One ship alone had done what armies could not. One ship alone had shifted the balance of power. And the Empire, proud and powerful for centuries, now understood that humans were a force beyond reckoning. The unknown craft disappeared into the stars, leaving a shaken empire behind. But the message was clear. Humanity was fast, intelligent, and capable beyond imagination. One ship alone had taught the Empire a lesson it would never forget.